Hey movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always celebrate the magic of movies and physical media with you guys. Now if you love doing this, if you love that, if you will import a movie from another country into your country just because it has different artwork, just because it has a limited edition, or you buy 4 or 5 different versions or transfers of the same movie, then you need to subscribe to this channel, because that's what we do here. That's what we love, is physical media. And if you're just visiting this channel for the first time, what we do here in a nutshell is we take, say what we're doing today, take the previously released Blu-ray and then a new 4K UHD release. We take screenshots, put them side by side so you can compare the difference for yourself, and I give my little comparison review. Now, really quick, just some new announcements that are coming up. Blu-ray versus 4K comparison to Out of Sight. Now, I've heard people talking about how it always had a yellowish tint to the prison scenes, outdoor prison scenes, and this does not, and it looks awkward or weird. I don't know, I haven't watched it yet, but stay tuned for that review, and I'm going to put it side by side so you can see and compare it for yourself, and if it's actually true or not. I got a couple here. Blue Underground's Uncle Sam. Very excited about this one. Look at that lenticular cover. And 4K UHD. Going to review that. Edge of Tomorrow 4K versus Blu-ray comparison. Another one from Blue Underground, God Told Me To. And Vigilante. And a couple others here. The new Steelbook of Men in Black 4K UHD. I don't own their previously released 4K, but I do have the Blu-ray, so Blu-ray versus 4K comparison to that. And I got a couple in from MVD to review. Desperate Hours and Miami Blues. So those are all coming up, plus more. So if you haven't yet, consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified when these videos drop. But as you can tell from the sign here, we're not talking about those movies. We are talking about today's movie, which is Raging Bull, just released this week from Criterion. New 4K UHD restoration. From what I hear, it looks beautiful. But how does it compare to the previously released Blu-ray? Let's check it out. Well, first of all, I have to say it looks like Criterion has finally learned their lesson by giving Raging Bull a 100 gigabyte disc instead of the usual 50 to 60 gigabyte discs that they did for the previous 4K UHD releases. I will say, when comparing the previous release Blu-ray and this new 4K, is that this 4K restoration has a vast number of improvements and upticks that's far superior than any of the previously released Blu-rays. That gives the entire presentation a much more thorough, organic, and natural appearance than ever before. I was in awe over the black and white footage that looks amazing, with much better, finer grain structure that's much more resolved, that gives us that really nice, fine, filmic look that we all love. Now, one of the biggest problems with the previous release Blu-rays, or any home media release for that matter, was a lack of sharpness and depth and detail. That has all been cleaned up and fixed. And again, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. The entire image is much sharper, clearer, especially with the close-ups. That all looks very natural and completely destroys the Blu-rays. And the best part is that it's not digitally manipulated to take away the heavy grain spikes or to make it look sharper. Instead, it was done naturally. The best part is the HDR grading that truly makes a substantial difference with all the different visuals and the beautiful, gorgeous cinematography throughout the film. They're all given a nice, healthy boost with a dynamic range that only makes the grayscale and the blacks and the grays and the whites even much more impressive and detailed. It looks fantastic. Whites are also wider and crisper, shadows and nuances, which I was worried about because it had some problems with the shadow nuances on the Blu-ray. No problem here. They are beautiful and they're all handled extremely well and balanced, and it's consistent during daylight and dark nighttime scenes. There's no fluctuation there, giving more dimensionality to the scenes. This new native 4K restoration is just exquisite. It is a top-shelf 4K experience that just annihilates any previously released home media version, including the previously released Blu-ray. Criterion has knocked this one out of the park. Now, as for the audio, I was disappointed that Criterion didn't spring for at least a new 5.1 track. Instead, we still have the same DTS stereo track as on the Blu-ray, but the track is great. I mean, it definitely gets the job done. It handles the original sound design of Raging Bull exceptionally well, from music cues to sound effects that have impact, especially the boxing scenes, and dialogue is crystal clear. It's an outstanding stereo track. So I'm giving Criterion's 4K UHD release of Raging Bull a stellar 5 out of 5 for video and audio. It's a fantastic release. Criterion has really knocked this one out of the park. But then again, as my dad always used to say, opinions are like belly buttons. Everyone has one. So let me know down below in the comments. When you take a look at these comparison screenshots between the two formats, which do you think looks better, or do you see any improvement at all between the two? Let me know down below in the comments. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend a few minutes here with me and talk about the comparison review of Raging Bull. Again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that notification bell to be notified when videos drop. Stay tuned for all of these, not that one, but all of these comparison reviews and reviews in the future. And as always, keep doing your part in keeping physical media alive, and I'll see you next time.